iHeartRadio Broadway, driven by Mercedes-Benz. The best or nothing.
And there's also an adult content element that can get pretty racy.
Tell me more of this, adult content.
Gary, what are you doing?
Standing in for Kenan. Turns out it's just in time.
I was just pitching a segment on Keyhole, that new website where creators put up personalized content for their fans.
Sites like that are hella popular. Tyga showed his junk on OnlyFans, and people went nuts. Went nuts. Stop being so hilarious, Pam.
All right, so fans ask creators to do specific acts for money? We could do a debate on the pros and cons of that.
But what's it to debate? People should be free to do any nasty thing they want to online for the shmoney. This is America, damn it!
Okay, there are negatives, right? I wanted to make a little boat money, so I thought I would do birthday greetings for my fans, but people kept asking me to do wet mouth sounds.
Really? I mean, ooh.
Taylor, welcome to iHeartRadio Broadway.
Hey, thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
So first, congratulations on season 2 of Kenan. The show is absolutely adorable. I love laughing with you all every single week. Season finale of season 2 is on January 31st, which is kind of crazy that it's already the season finale of season 2.
Yes, it feels crazy to me too. It's so weird. You work for so long on it and then it goes by like that. But I'm really excited for the finale. There's some things I did not expect coming up.
So I'm curious, we all know you as Taylor, the Broadway star, Tony nominee. So I'm curious what you took from your musical theater world into working on Kenan and what you've kind of learned as an actress doing a TV show like Kenan.
Yeah, I think that doing, the Broadway medium of storytelling, you learn so quickly what works and what doesn't, because the audience communicates with you right then and there. And so that's an element I'm so grateful to have had to sort of explore and figure out what's funny and what's not. Beyond that, something I learned working with Tina Fey and my whole Mean Girls team was, with teamwork, it's really about the best idea in the room, and you have to leave your egos at the door if you want to find, get it in the pocket, right? To find the best way to deliver the story. And so that's really served me in this world now, especially because I don't have an audience to tell me. I have to rely on my castmates and my instincts, and that can be scary.
And did you ever think your career would be so wrapped up in SNL and SNL alums at this point? I mean, to go from Tina Fey, but then to now be working with Kenan and Chris Redd. And I'm curious, was there an intimidation factor going into that? And what have you learned from them from a comedy angle?
I never thought I would be wrapped up in the SNL world of folks, but I love it. I feel so grateful. I think what I've learned from them is you have to be bold and brave and try new things, and you learn from failing. I remember on Mean Girls, just navigating this character that everyone knew and loved, but bringing it to the stage. At first I made her very I made her voice very soft. Like, if you want to hear what I'm saying, you have to come to me. But that didn't translate on the stage very well, right? The back of the house has to understand what's going on. So
right.
Just having permission to play and experiment in that way is so important in the comedy world. And that's what they've taught me. And yeah, it goes back to just, that vulnerability of best idea, leaving your ego at the door. And that's so hard to do, but it yields a much better product.
And I think what I love about Tammy is that she's not an idiot. I think she's actually smart in her own way, but she's just self-absorbed in her own world, I would say. Yes. You get to kind of play her on a couple different levels, which I think is super fun. And as an audience member, that's super fun to watch too. So I'm curious, after, going into season 1, what kind of input you have into Tammy's kind of storyline and behavior.
Yeah. I remember meeting with a writing team and kind of talking this through. I was like, I don't want to play I don't want to play a dumb blonde. I don't want to, we've seen that narrative play out so many times. And I also don't want to not lift up a woman who's driven and passionate, right? Because that's also, we've knocked that down a lot too in our society. So it's tricky because you're right. What is funny about Tammy is that she is so buttoned up and a perfectionist. But I love these moments where we strip that away and you get to have comedy along the way. But like this episode where she, I call it, gets naked in the face, right? She like exposes herself without makeup on. They played that out really earnestly. I mean, I appreciated that so much, but it was the journey that was funny and how we got there. But still, delivering that positive message is important to me.
And it's also been very interesting to watch people learn that you're also a singer doing Kenan. Like there's this whole audience that didn't know that about you. And then you get to sing on the show sometimes, like with the Christmas episode in season 2. Was that super fun to watch people react to you as like nobody knew this secret talent that you had? Like we all know this about you.
It was. I mean, I was so grateful they let me use that in the storyline, and there's even more of it later on in season 2. If you watch, it's already out. But it was also cool to watch like the Broadway fans tune in too, and I think give them a voice in a way. But yeah, I remember the day I saw that in the script, and it was the same episode or close to, I think, where they say Tammy's from Missouri. And I just got to thinking, oh no, am I acting or am I just being myself? But it's definitely fun.
And I was reading an interview you did with another outlet where your mom reminded you that you were actually a backup plan as you wanted to be a newscaster. So has it been fun to play into that kind of old dream of a job?
Of course. Yeah. I've been toying with, which path to take, when you're young in high school and don't know what to do. And I remember when we would have school projects, I would always opt for like the video version of it instead of the essay, and definitely make it and play the news anchor. So this is just something, it just makes it all the more fun, right? To tap into the research of playing a character like this. And I think it's easier to access that part of me.
And I do want to mention again, the season finale of Kenan season 2 is January 31st on NBC. The other thing that I do want to touch upon is you are a theater educator. You're an advocate for theater education. And I really want to talk to you about the Write Out Loud program that you have, because I think it's so beyond special. You've got the upcoming concert at 54 Below on April 26th. So can you tell everyone who's going to watch this video what the program is and how you came to found this program?
Yeah. So it's a nonprofit, and our mission is to celebrate new musical theater songwriters. I developed it with some friends for a lot of reasons. I mean, one is when I was a young person, I never felt empowered enough to use my own words or storytell based on my own experiences. And I want that for more artists. And then on top of that, with Mean Girls, I was gaining a lot of influence. And I really wanted to make sure that I was using it in a positive way, especially playing a character like Regina George. Not so wonderful in every way. So we just thought of where do our tools cross paths with a need in our industry. And, it felt like actors can show up at an open call, but songwriters, I think it's a little harder to tap into. And as artists, as the performers, we're always looking for new material to work on. So we created a contest, and in the months of January and February each year, we open submissions. You can submit your song, and we pick 3 to 5 winners to create an EP. And then later in the year, we host a concert at 54 Below, which is a popular venue and on the Broadway scene. And, they get YouTube videos out of that. So exposure in that regard. And it's just been so rewarding to just watch these songwriters just run with it and keep going and feel like their voice is heard, and to get them all in a room together, they start collaborating and spinning ideas. And I just feel like that's that community I've always really cherished about doing entertainment. So I'm just grateful that we're able to keep it going. And if you know anyone out there who is a talented songwriter, please submit your song. We would love to champion it.
And you can go to writeoutloudcontest.com to learn about the contest and the concert coming up. I'm just curious, what's the biggest thing you've learned as a theater educator creating this new program for up and coming songwriters?
That's a great question. I do a lot of theater education too on the side where I can. I'm from a rural community, and I noticed that a lot of these rural communities don't have the same opportunities for theater education. I think that storytelling in and of itself is really how we connect with one another. It's how we share information. It's how we feel heard. And so I think just giving ourselves the platform in which to do that is so important in our society. And it raises empathy. And I think that's what the world could use a little more of right now. Yes. So that's how I am trying to make an impact on the world.
And I'm glad you said that, because as a theater education advocate myself, I always use the line, theater teaches us empathetic behavior, and it creates better people in the long run. And I'm so thrilled that you have this program where you are bringing about a whole new generation of not just theater goers, but theater lovers and theater makers. So I congratulate you on this new program.
Thank you. I so appreciate your perspective too. I agree, it's really important.
So again, go to writeoutloudcontest.com to find out more. The season finale of season 2 of Kenan is on January 31st on NBC and Peacock. Taylor, thank you so much for joining iHeartRadio Broadway with me today, and we can't wait to see what's next for you.
Thank you. It was such a pleasure.
iHeartRadio Broadway, driven by Mercedes-Benz. The best or nothing.